basic types of temple which we have. Okay, so just switch on your video, guys, and I'll just share my screen. That's a better way to understand. Just give me a moment. Basic types of temple. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fine. Okay, guys. So we will start with this, the Indian temple architecture. So I just go through it, and if you like in between, I will just ask you a few questions also. So just be there. First of all, in Indian temple architecture, according to the various architectural texts written in early medieval times, the temple architecture can be broadly classified as Nagra, Dravida, and Vaisara. Okay, these are the three basic different styles of architecture which we find like in Indian temples. Okay, now moving forward, where do we find, or where do we see these basic, this typologies which I have told you about? So Nagra style is associated with the land between the Himalayas and the Vindhyas. So mostly it's the northern part of India, the extreme northern. If we look at the Dravida style, with the land between the Krishna and the Kaveri rivers, the Vaisra style is sometimes associated with the area between the Vindhyas and the Krishna river. So it's actually three different parts of India. One is the extreme north, then somewhere in the central area, and another one is the extreme south. Okay. So moving forward, the Nagra style, which we can see, the Nagra style has its origin in the structural temples of the Gupta period. The Dravashtra temple of Deoghar and brick temple of Bitargan are examples of this style. The two distinct features of the Nagra style are planning and elevation. Okay, so when we look at the Nagra style of architecture, like in the Indian temples mainly, I must mention that. So the first and the foremost important thing what we must notice is that the development of these sort of temples, like significantly, is seen from the Gupta period. Okay. Now, two important examples which you must know about. So, how come the questions can come if we just relate to the NATA pattern or the NATA examination? The Dashatra temple of Deoghar and the brick temple of Bitargan are examples of this style. So, might be these temples' names are given to you, and you will be asked the questions about like which style this temple belongs, or you might be you will be given a picture of the temple and you need to relate that. So when it's a picture given, it's very easy to relate, because you have seen that pattern, and you're having a visual. So visual memory, as we all know, is the strongest form of the strongest part which a person or like any human being remembers. So, but if you're asked about the names, so that time it might be a little bit like, you might face problem with that. So just note this part about the Nagra style. First of all, what you need to note, I'll just go back to the very first slide. You can just don't write down, as I have told from my very first class, everything. Just write down Indian temple architecture, make a kind of flowchart in your page. Am I audible? Just one of you respond. And
Yes, sir.
so, and I hope you're having your notebooks as well along with you with a pen.
So, yes, sir.
Great, great. Fine. So just make a flowchart on the central part, right? Indian temple architecture, and then you can make three parts. One is the Nagra. You can make another one like in the central part is the Dravida, and the like in your right hand side you can make the Vesra. Okay. Guys, just respond once you are done. I don't think it will hardly take 30 seconds or so.
Done, sir.
Great. Rest of you done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So moving forward to the next slide, you can just below Nagra write down land between Himalayas and Vindhyas. So you can just write down that Himalayas and Vindhyas. You don't need to write down. You must relate that this Nagra style is found in this area. Okay, so just write down Himalayas and Vindhyas. In the Dravida style, just write down again in the same way Krishna and Kaveri river. In the Vesra style, in the same way, you can write down that the Vindhyas and the Krishna river. Okay, and along with that, what you need to do, as I have told you from the very first class again, just make the sketches. So the visual memory which I was talking about, that once you do it, you will have an idea about it, or you will remember. So just in the Nagra format, just as I have taught you to make some quick sketches, make the very quick sketches of these three things which you can see in the bottom part, like accordingly in your flowchart. You don't need to make very huge sketches, just very small template kind of sketch of the Nagra, Dravida and Vesra style. Okay, be very quick, okay, because we have to cover the question paper as well after this.
Done, sir.
You're done with the sketches as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who is this? I cannot see your face, can you tell me your name?
I'm Sudarshana, sir.
Okay, Sudarshana, great work. Can you just turn on your video, Sudarshana? Just give me a moment. I will just, go to your participants section.
Sir, I'm working with my computer, so I can't able to switch on.
Okay.
I don't have camera in it.
Okay, fine. No issues. You can just do one thing. You can just share it in the chat afterwards. We will have a look. Okay, fine. Yes. So I hope rest of you are also done with the thing, the sketches and in the flowchart.
1 minute.
Done, sir.
Okay, great. So moving into the next slide. Now you can don't go with the flowchart. Let the flowchart be there. You just can write down the topic as the Nagra style and note down these important things. That the Nagra style origin in the structural temples of the Gupta period. Like you can write down that the significantly it's just write down the Nagra style has its significance origin from the Gupta period, or the significance origin of the Nagra style in the Indian temple architecture can be seen from the Gupta period. Just write down in your own words. You don't need to replicate what I am saying. Okay. After that, just write down important examples, IMP, EX. You can just write down EX and write down the Dashavatra temple of Deoghar and the brick temple of Bitargan are examples of this style. Obviously, you don't need to write down. Just write down the name of the temple and which place it is, like the location. Okay. So Dashavatra temple of Deoghar and brick temple of Bitargan. Okay. The two distinct features you must note it down is the Nagra style at the planning and elevation. So you can just make again a small caption kind of thing and write down the two distinct features, planning and elevation. Okay. Are you guys done?
Yes, sir.
Great. We'll move on to the next slide. So just moving on to the next slide, the plan, like when we look in detailing of the plans and all, which some of you have asked me in the last class, so that we can have a look of it, because you were having a questions from this, the planning of the temples. So when we look into that, just give me, the plan is a square with a number of gradual projections in the middle of each side, which imparts its circular, its cruciform shape. Okay. So the plan is a square with a number of gradual projections. So a square with a gradual projection means what? So if I just tell you, okay, like just take a screenshot like the last day and go through it. Just give me a minute. Are you guys able to see the screen of Paint now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, what I meant by the term, like the gradual square shape with the gradual projections. That's why I just took it over here. So when we are meaning a square shape, or with some gradual projections in the middle of each side, which imparts a cruciform shape. So if you just look over here, it's a square form which is there with some gradual. Sorry, so became enlarged. Yeah, now it's fine. So some a square form with some cruciform shapes in the middle to to resemble the thing. So cruciform shapes in this, the what does the term means, a cruciform shape? It is something like gradually being projected from the center, like the way last day I was explaining you that something which was enlarged is shrinking to a particular tip. So if you just look on the top part, so in the plan, when you are looking at the plan, you can just see the square part. And if I just have to explain you over here, the gradual, like how the cruciform shape is being formed from the center, is you just need to understand that there are several steps, this kind of steps which are created. Okay. This is just for the understanding. Obviously, when you look at this, steps might not be exactly square or something like that, but it will impart your idea about something like this. So see here. So when you look here, you can see that the first, like from the square part, this is the square area. From there, the lines, the several projections are there, which are slowly getting they were diverse. They are getting, they are trying to coincide at a place, forming a triangular shape, like a triangular kind of structure. And this projection which is there, it is forming a cruciform shape, like it is getting it is intersecting at a point, and it is forming a pointed structure. Okay, this is what it means. Got it? Anyone having a doubt in this part?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so you guys got how the square form is gradually getting a projections and then imparting a cruciform shape. It is clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll move now. The slide is visible to you guys, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So moving on to the next point, these projections can occur throughout the height of the structure. Okay. So as I was telling, these projections will occur throughout the height of the structure. So obviously till the topmost part is not reached, this kind of projections will be generated to create the structure. Okay. Because you don't have a flat roof kind of thing or a flat surface at the top. It's obviously an intersecting area where you get a projection, a pointed tip. So until and unless you reach the top, the projections will obviously be there. In elevation, it exhibits a tower, this is known as the shikara, gradually inclining towards a convex curve. So this is like, as I was explaining you again last day with the lens and all, how a concave, you can relate it to a concave and a convex lens, like the diverging capability in a, like in a convex lens, and the concave lens is something, or just the vice versa of it. So in the elevation, it exhibits a tower kind of thing. So when this cruciform structure is being formed, these things are always interrelated. One comes after the other. First of all, the square format is formed, the square structure. Then you are getting the projections one after the other, which is forming a cruciform shape. And which is, again, this cruciform shape is in relation giving you the height of the structure. And when you look into it in this elevation, it exhibits a tower kind of thing. So this height of the structure which you get from leaving the wall, or leaving the arena of your normal, like leaving the wall boundary of the temple, the roof part which is being created like this, it exhibits a tower kind of thing. This tower is known as the shikara, the gradual lining towards a convex curve. Okay. So how the question might come from here is, might be you are shown the structure, or like you are shown the elevation in the sense you will just be shown this part, or a part which will replicate something like this, and there might be an arrow or something like that, or some anything which will like relate that, okay, you need to tell what this part is known as. Okay. Or the another thing which might come is you might be asked about a shikara, and you need, like, there will be several one-liner options given to you, that a shikara is the elevation that exhibits a tower, or might be it is given that is the like circular part of the structure. In this way, several definitions will be given to you, which will be obviously one-liner. You need to identify the correct one from that. So are you guys clear till the shikara part? Anyone having a
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
Great. So we will further move on to the projections in the plan are also, capried upwards to the top of the shikara and is called the Rekha Shikara. Okay. The projections in the plan are also capried upwards to the top of the shikara and is called the Rekha Shikara. So it's nothing but a terminology which has been given for the shikara, which is the projection of the roof part, or you can tell the height of the structure. Now moving forward, the structure consists of two buildings, the main shrine, taller. Okay, I must go back to the previous slide once and just discuss about the plan a bit. So how the, just give me a minute. Let's go back to the paint slide. Okay, is the paint screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. Fine. So we will come to this part and we will just have a broader view of this. Just okay. So when we look, at this steps, then the mandapa. After that, this central area which has been created, the Garbhagriha. So you must know the terminologies which are used over here. So when you look at this Naga style of temple, what you find here is the first is the entrance. So over here, the entrance part will be there to the temple, the main entrance, or you can say the entrance at the exit as well. After you enter over here, there will be some steps included to the raised platform of the structure. So you need to rise some steps from the entrance to get into the structure. When you come up in the raised platform, this area, which is your first raised platform from the lower level of ground, like from where you are entering the normal earth surface, this place is known as your mandapa. Once you enter the mandapa, then again you will get from the mandapa, just a minute, you will be getting a few steps again here to enter into the Garbhagriha. Like, not obviously not to enter in that terms, but like to visit the Garbhagriha. Might be in the Garbhagriha, there will be an enclosed area where the god or the goddess, whosoever is there, is kept to, for people to worship. You will not be able to go that close, but it is the Garbhagriha where the god or the goddess is placed. So there will be two step section, like first step, entrance, there will be a step to a raised platform known as mandapa. Then again a raised platform where is the Garbhagriha. Okay, so the term Garbhagriha means the place, the house of God, you can tell. Or Garbhagriha in normal, if I tell you about the terminologically or in terms of words, then Garbhagriha means enclosed structure, an enclosed structure inside a platform or something in the central, might be there is an enlarged space. If I relate to today's architecture, might be you are living in a complex, and in this very center of the complex, there is an enclosed structure inside which there is a kind of, a kind of space which has been created for someone, or might be a group of people or something like that. So like the Garbha is the central part, and the Griha is the place to stay, you can tell, a residence or the house. Okay. So this is how the temple will look like on the entrance part. And after that, what we normally notice is there will be some kind of exclusions from the temples, like some kind of protruding structure. You can take it normally as a, like a rectangular format on all the three sides, leaving one side, obviously, your entrance part. And outside the Garbhagriha, this area, what you see, I just need to mark it with something. Let me see. I can mark it. let me just take the color blue, okay, or green, and just mark it. This area, what you see from the mandapa, when you come to this raised structure, this area is known as the, like, you know, the extra space which has been kept around the Garbhagriha, when normally people, not only in the medieval age or in the previous times of the Gupta period and all, even now, people do take, like, you know, for their worships and all, in according to the Hindu mythology or according to the Hindu religion, they like make circles around the Garbhagriha. That is a form, or that is a culture of worship. So that's why that extra space has been created. Okay. So any doubts till this? Are you guys clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please tell. Other than all these people, because I am always seeing the same group of 5 or 6 people who are replying. Anyone else who is having any doubt or so? Great. It's good to hear that you guys are not. Okay, let's move back to the slide. Okay, so we are clear with this. Now let's move on to the next part. Okay, yeah. Now the structure consists of 2 buildings, the main shrine taller and an adjoining shorter mandapa. Okay, so as I was telling that the adjoining mandapa is shorter than the shrine part, main shrine. So with the below the shrine only, like the place which the enclosed structure below shrine is your Garbhagriha, which lies. The main difference between these two is the shape of the shikara. Okay, in the main shrine, a bell-shaped structure further adds to the height. The temples are formed of 4 chambers: the Garbhagriha, Jagmohan, the Natya Mandir, and your Bhog Mandir. Okay, so Garbhagriha is the place of God. As I was telling you, Jagmohan, Natya Mandir, and the Bhog Mandir. Bhog Mandir is place where normally people are feeded, or like, you know, they get the prasad or some, like, you know, the food which is being given to the god, or being worshipped to the god, and after that the, like, that food which is being fed to the people as a kind of blessing, you can tell. Okay, and the Natya Mandir and the Jagmohan is the the exclusion, as I was telling, around the Garbhagriha or the surrounding parts, where people like takes their make their worships, they make their circles and all, like, which is a form of worship again. And the Natya Mandir is a place where normally in the Nagra style of these form of temples and all, what you see during the evening time, they had some kind of, like a kind of, you can tell it in normal terms, it's a kind of functional, all which is organized. It's a area where people, like, they do some kind of songs, according to the religious scriptures, or they make some kind, like, they have some of their dance forms which is totally related to worshipping gods. Okay, it's not really like dance form doesn't means that something which is which you relate to, or we normally relate to a dance form. It is something again like for the purpose of worship only. It's called arti or something like that. So this Natya Mandir is particularly for this purpose. Okay, are you guys clear till this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Vimana North and Vimana South, sir. What does that mean, sir?
Yeah, please repeat once.
Sir, I'll type, sir.
You will type. Okay, let me have a check over the chat as well. I think there are 2 chats which are given here. Okay, which question? Okay, I will come to that afterwards. To the plans. Okay, yeah. K. Harshni is writing Shikara North and Vimana South. What does that mean? Shikara, are you clear with? First, tell me that.
Yes, sir, but I didn't understand the direction means north and south. Why it is given?
Okay. Which part you didn't understand? I didn't get it. You are asking something regarding the direction you are telling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, like in what, can you just explain me your question first, like in terms of direction, what you want to know?
So what's the difference between Shikara and Vimanam, sir? It is given the north and south
Okay,
picture.
you're asking, okay, I got it now. You're asking about the Shikara and this Vimana, the north and south, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. So normally what happens, Shikara, like if I cannot differentiate totally it like that, if I have to tell you about Shikara, Shikara is the main shrine which is coming up. Okay. The, like, you know, the enclosed structure, as I was telling, from the square part, which is rising above and forming the, like, you know, forming the top part. Now, if I come to the Vimana, which you are referring to in the south or something like that, so Vimana is nothing but like that same kind of raised structure which you normally find in the entrance path. Like before you come to the mandapa, the entrance which you are having over there also you will find a similar kind of, like, you know, raised head kind of structure. Okay, so that is mainly referred to as your Vimana. Okay. You are referring to this, right? This bottom structure, like this diagram which has been given in pink and yellow and colors, right? Shikara in the north and the Vimana in the south, according to the tower.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is nothing but that is the referring to, like, you know, when you are entering the path, the first shrine kind of thing which you see, it is referred to as the Vimana. Whereas when you go to the central area and the, like, the normally you can just refer to as the normal shrine which is rising from the Garbhagriha, it is known as the Shikara. Okay. And one more thing I must tell you guys, that is the entrance part which you are seeing here. It's referred to as east in red. So normally what we used to see is the entrance, like the face of the entrance was exactly like directed towards the east side. Reason for that, because in the early morning when the first sun rises, the light should directly fall into the Garbhagriha through the entrance and the mandapa. Okay, that was the main reason. Like the directly the light should first go to the God's place. Like it shouldn't be something like that the area will be shadowed and like light doesn't. Yeah, tell.
So actually, some temples have four entrance, right?
I didn't get you. Repeat once.
So actually, a temple, some temples have four entrance.
Some temples are fort or you're not, you are asking, right?
Yes, some temples are having four entrance.
I'm still
Sir,
not.
he's telling that some temples will have 4 entrances.
Oh, you are telling 4 entrances or not? Okay, I got it now. It depends, you know, it really depends. Normally in the Nagra style of temple, which we are right now discussing about, there is a main entrance which you see. Okay, like the basic, the origin of the structure when we look at, there is a basic entrance which leads to the mandapa and gradually you can reach to the Garbhagriha. This is the basic format. You don't get here 4 entrance over here. Okay.
Sir, normally we don't see walls in Nagara style, no, sir.
Walls in the term of like what sort of walls are you asking about?
I mean boundary walls to the temple.
No, boundary walls in the sense you don't get any sort of like, you know, that there will be an enclosed structure where you are having that. But when you are getting raised into the, like from the entrance, when you are getting inside the like mandapa and then into the Garbhagriha, then like it is somewhat raised and the surrounding is made in such a way that obviously it will like create a kind, like create the structure in an enclosed format. Okay, but normally you don't have a kind of like a boundary wall inside which the temple is being placed, not like that.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we can proceed now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Rest, what happened to the rest of the people? Why are all of you not
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay? So now moving into the further, originally in the Nagra style, there were no pillars. By the 8th century, the Nagra style emerges in its characteristic form. The Nagra style exhibits distinct varieties in elaboration. This style is seen from the Himalaya to the north of Bijapur district in the south, from the Punjab in the west to Bengal Bengal to the east. Okay, so now originally in Naga, okay, so till just before coming to this, till the last page, whatever were the important points and all, have you guys noted it down?
Yes, sir.
It shouldn't be something that, like, I'm just dictating and you guys are just listening. Okay, you must also refer to whatever is being discussed. You must have some key points noted about that. Anyways, okay. Just a moment.
Sir, can you show the previous page below image?
Previous slide you want to see?
Yes, sir. Second image in that.
This one?
Yes, sir. Can you zoom that image?
Okay, let me see if I can do that. I think I cannot zoom over here. You can zoom your screen. You can just check. If you're using a phone or a laptop, whatever it is, you will get a zoom option on the top part of your screen. So, like, because my screen.
Yes, sir, but I can't see that letters clearly.
Sir, when we are zooming the screen, the words are getting blurred.
Okay,
Yes,
fine,
sir.
fine. I will do one thing. I will share you the pic in your class group. Okay, is that fine?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that
sir.
if there is something after zooming, and it's not properly visible, I will write it down. Like I will normally write it down by my hand, and I will just share it then to you. Okay. Fine. Okay. So let's move on to the next part, which we were discussing about. Originally in the Nagra style, there are no pillars. Okay. So there are no pillars in the sense how do I mean that there are no pillars? There are no pillars in the sense that normally what happens if you have been to I don't remember clearly in Madurai I have visited to the temple and all. So what you find is that you can in Madurai only, I think, yeah, if I'm not wrong, yeah. So you can view the pillars, there is a place. If anyone is from Madurai here, just tell me that. Guys, any one of you from Madurai?
Sir, I'm
No,
near
sir.
to Madurai.
No one, right? Okay. Because
Sir,
I
I'm near to Madurai.
yeah.
Near to
Sir, I'm near
Madurai.
to Madurai.
Okay, so there if I'm not wrong, there's a place where you see several pillars arranged in order. Okay, and I think it's 1,000 or something like that is the number of pillars. There's a place to be visited. I don't have a clear idea about that, but anyways, so why I told is that
Meenakshi temple, na sir?
yeah, Meenakshi temple I am talking about, but I don't clearly remember that if that was the place which which is having that sort of structure.
It's Meenakshi temple.
Meenakshi temple, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you get those pillars and all, which are in the central area when you enter into the temple, not particularly in the center or something. Like normally when a person is there, for suppose this, I'm just telling you, let's take an example of this is your place. This is the view which you are having, and just for an instance, I'm telling you these two are the pillars which you see here. Okay. And from central part, you are having a space to go. From your left, from your right, you are having a space to go forward. Okay. So you can just vividly see those pillars situated in the center, which is holding the roof part or whatever is above. So normally in a Nagra style, you do not see any that sort of pillars which are situated, which are blocking your open view towards the towards the Garbhagriha or towards the mandapa, in the central area, the open space where a person is supposed to move about. Or at that place, you don't see any sort of pillars or emerging structure which will block your view to the front side. Okay. Are you guys getting an idea about this, what I tried to mean over here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now moving on to the next part is by the 8th century, the Nagra style emerges in its characteristics form. Okay. This is just as a date, you might note it down because normally you are not asked questions on the basis of dates. The Nagra style exhibits distinct varieties in elaboration. The style is seen. Now, this thing you must know about, that where do you get to see? Like previously, I have told you in the regions of the Himalayas and all, like in the northern part, but the which are the, in particular, if you look, which are the locations you get to see. So just note down this whole last paragraph. The style is seen from the Himalaya to the north of the Bijapur district in the south. So from Himalayas, you are able to see these formats in the north, to the north of the Bijapur district of in the south, from the Punjab in the west to the to Bengal to the east. Okay, so it originates something like this. Just a minute. Let me share my, because it's hard to understand, I know. Guys, is the paint screen visible to you again?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's
Yes,
take it.
sir.
This is the part of your Himalayas. So I'm just taking, okay, I cannot draw the India map over here. So from, from the extreme, this is the Himalayan range or something like that. From here towards the northern part, if this is the north, from the north towards the south, so Himalayas to Bijapur district, and from the Punjab area, which is somewhat like, if I just make the line over here, from that part to Bengal in the east. Okay, Punjab in the west to Bengal in the east. So this will be your cover up. This mainly, like you can just divide India in three parts horizontally. So you'll get a central area, you'll get a south, extreme south, and the northern area. So mainly in the north, you must draw the line somewhat below, this. You can take the places which will be included is your Odisha and all. So till Odisha, whatever is there, that should be included above your horizontal line if you draw axis. So these places you are able to see this format of temples. Okay. Now, one very important example of, if you just look, and might be most of you already know about, that is the Jagannath temple is also having the same Nagra style. Any of you have visited to the temple?
Yes.
None of you among all the 40 people who were here? Okay, it suddenly became 30. Okay, you see this same format. Okay, let's see an image of that. That's better. It will be easy for you guys to understand the thing.
So is Mukteshwara temple is also in the same format, sir?
Which temple?
Mukteshwara temple.
Yeah, I think Mukteshwara temple is, because I just need to see it once, because I'm not having a clear idea about the temple. Just a minute, let me show you this. Okay, screen is visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Last image. This is your entrance path. Okay. After that, when you enter, here is the mandapa. Then again from the mandapa, when you go to this like entrance, first shrine, second. When you have over here again, you had a staircase kind of thing, which you need to which will give you to a raised platform, and you reach to this place. This is the Garbhagriha. Obviously not this whole structure, like inside that part where the God is situated, Jagannath Dev along with his brother and sister is there. So over there you get the Garbhagriha, and this you can refer this emerging structure. This in this emerging structure, this white area which you see here on this top, this will be your I forgot the term. Shikara. Yeah, Shikara. So I have a bad habit of forgetting the term sometimes while speaking. So this is your Shikara. Okay. This is like, as I was telling you, from the square shaped of like the square format, it will need the emerging structure need not to be exactly square or something like that, but from the square pattern of the like the place, you will get a kind like a repeated kind of repetition of the similar pattern, which will like ultimately give you to a like intersecting point. Okay. And like that is the raised height of your structure, and this is the place where the flag is being hosted. And since you guys told that none of you have visited, so just for your information, this is anyhow nothing related to your architecture or something like that. This is, first of all, the place I must tell you, this is situated in Puri in Orissa. Okay. So when you go to Puri, you get to see this temple. This is like one of the place of worship for many of the Hindus, and also this is a kind of attraction to the tourists as well. So just what the significant thing which you must know about this, like there is a single person whose duty, like who is being designated to this job of riding this shikara, like this emerging structure, to the top and to change the flag every day in the evening, something around 5:30 or 6. There is a fixed time where when that person needs to climb up this whole temple and need to change this flag, and that climbing is done like nothing but normally using a rope or so. Okay, using the external part of the structure. There is no staircase or something using which he climbs. Okay, so that is like some part of that, you can tell it as a human miracle which is being done. Okay, so let's move on to
Mukteshwara temple, sir.
Yeah, Mukteshwara temple. Okay, you asked me about that. Just give me a minute. Let me see about that also.
Sir, is Jagannath temple called White Pagoda?
I didn't get you. Can you please repeat?
Sir, is Jagannath temple called White Pagoda?
Oh, no, Jagannath temple is not called the White Pagoda.
Okay, sir.
Someone asked me about the Mukteshwara temple. Let me see. Look about. Yeah, who was that? Who asked me this question about the Mukteshwara temple?
Vishnu, sir.
Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu. Yeah, Vishnu, you are right about the Mukteshwara temple. I'm just sharing the screen. Screen is visible to you guys, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the Mukteshwara temple, okay, this is also in Bhubaneswar. Anyways, I've heard about the name, but I was not having idea about. Okay, so this is the temple for Lord Shiva, and this is obviously having now anything like if it is situated in Bhubaneswar, again it's coming into that part. So obviously it will have the architectural influence of your Nagra style. Okay, so it is always something dependent on the location as well, because whatever we are studying
Sir.
here, tell.
So Jagannath temple is also called White Pagoda, na?
I don't think so. Jagannath temple is called the White Pagoda. Just let me have a check over it. Since so many of you are asking, just give me a minute. No. See, can you see my screen now? Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
As I was telling, no, the White Pagoda is mainly like, it is something related to the Buddhist structure. Like the Jagannath temple is anyhow, not related to your, like this White Pagoda, which you are talking about. The kind of structure which you are able to see in a White Pagoda is somewhat this. Like if I
Sir, Jagannath temple is also called as White Pagoda.
Sir, if we write White Pagoda temple, then it will come.
Just a minute. Let's see. Anyways, guys, if you are having, since this is a doubt being created, so if you are having any sort of, just in the meantime, let's continue with the class. And in the meantime, if one or two of you, like, you can just take out some pages from Google related to this, or if you're having some book related to this, and you can just take out the info about that, and we can share the screen and have a look at that. Because anyhow, I am not like sure about, or I am not aware about the thing that you are asking. Okay, so can one or two of you just volunteer and do that? Some info about this, what to your friends, or might be you yourself is asking the question.
Sir, I have sent the link in the group, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute.
In the chat.
Sir, Puri is called White Pagoda, sir.
No, who was that? Who shared the link? I didn't get any of your links right now in the group. So just without wasting any time, are you guys having the sharing permission? Just give me a minute. Let's see. Let's have a look and just clear that out first. Okay, are you guys having the sharing permission? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just share your screen and just show that.
I shared it, sir.
Yeah, Konarak.
Similarly, the Jagannath temple in Puri was called White Pagoda.
Okay, at Konarak, about 35 kilometers the northeast of Puri, the coastline of Orissa. In Puri was called the White Pagoda. Okay, this is from Wikipedia. You are getting it right. Any other info, or any other thing which is something like related to a book or any kind of written scripture from where you are getting it, rather than Wikipedia or some kind of normal posts or something like that. Any other info, anything that might be anything, just to share that screen as well. There was someone who told that I have shared a link. Who was that? Just share your screen once. Let's have a look. Guys, am I audible to you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, just share your screen. Who told that you have shared a link or so?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, might be, I'm not aware of that. So anyways, let's clear that out. Might be this is anyhow, like, something might come that which temple in India is known as the White Pagoda, and you need to answer that. So yeah, like there shouldn't be anything, which is related to your exam or related to your study. We shouldn't skip anything. So let's clear that first.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible. The temple is believed to be constructed in the 12th century. Okay, fine. This Puri is called the,
So this website is good one, sir.
okay, called the White Pagoda, and it's a part of the Okay, so I think since Vishnu also showed it from Wikipedia and all, now I have to agree on this that okay, I was not aware of that. So just be on the screen. Don't you just be on the screen. Let your other friends also take some points from there.
Sir, I have a book. Can I share it, sir?
Yeah, you can. Anyways, guys, do one thing then. Just I'm telling you a few points which you must first of all just take this down, that the Jagannath temple in Puri, two important things which I can see from the screen which Harshini is sharing is, one is that it was called as the White Pagoda, which you must know about, and second thing is was called as the Yamanika Tritha, or where according to the Hindu beliefs the power of Yama, the god of death. Okay, so you don't need to know that the power of like according to Hindu beliefs power of Yama or so. Just you must know about this terminologies. That temple is called Yamanika Tritha. So just just note these 2 points, and also something like the power of god Yama. You can just note it down for your remembering the thing. guys, just note it down. And Harshni, like, might be your is this something you are having it like saved in your phone, or this is something which you are just showing randomly?
It was saved in my phone, sir. Gallery.
Yeah, so if you are okay with that, you can take it, or else you can also just have a note of it in your notebook. Okay.
Sir, and one more thing, sir. How will we know about which dynasty has built what temples? Like it's given Eastern Ganga, and what about Chola dynasty and Pallavas? And how would we know that, sir?
See, coming to the coming to the architectural study of temples or the architectural details, you really need not to know, like, this will never be required, nor now nor in your future study of the rest 5 years. You need not to know anything about the which time it was built or by which dynasty it was built. What you need to know is how are the structural organ, formats done. Okay, because this is like, if I need to be very specific, I'm discussing with you guys, but quite a few things which are somehow not related. But while you are just studying history, might be you guys need to know about those things. So out of interest, just I am sharing you those. But once you are into architecture and once you need to study the architectural details, that time you just need to know how the structures are formed. After the mandapa, okay, after there is a raised platform as mandapa, this is the way the elements are being arranged, and this is how the raised structure is being formed. That's what you don't need to know. Okay, at this age of or this period, this structure was being formed or by this dynasty, because this is not your history class. Okay, it is architectural history, and where, like, you just need not to know everything, every detail what you used to study in your normal history class when you, like, in your 10th or 9th standard. Okay,
Okay, sir.
these things are important. Like, it's written over here, there are 4 gates to the temple: eastern, snake dwara, then the southern part. So you need to know, like, now you need not to know that what are this like gates known as, or like why it is there. What you need to know is what is these arrangements of these gates, and for what purpose, like how they did study the architectural format. Like, then normally the entrance towards the mandapa was created towards the direction of east, so it was for the sunlight to come. It was a natural source of light during the day, so that it can directly fall over there. Okay, so these are known as the architectural details which you need to notice. Okay, fine. So you guys just have a note of this. I will just give you a minute or so. Guys, are you done with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. Harshini, you can just stop sharing your screen now. Okay, anyone having a doubt till this? We got one thing cleared,
No, sir.
was being skipped in some or the other way. Like, I must tell your friends, they noted it, like, they pointed it out and we got it resolved. Vaishnu, you are telling about some book and all. You can just share that pic in your class group so that your friends can also have a look at it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now don't go sharing all the pages. Just the important part regarding that. Okay. But to be very specific.
Okay. Sir.
Okay. Great. Let's move on. Okay, your Mukteshwara temple, which you are talking about, this is also in Orissa, and it is obviously of the same style. Okay, so anything related to this which you want to know or so?
No, sir.
Fine. Okay. Great. So we are done till here. Let's move on to the further slide. Okay, therefore the local variations and the ramifications in the formal development of the style of the different regions. So now coming to the part of the, like, if I just normally tell your shrines or so, or the shikara which is being formed from the square shaped structure, how they are different in different regions is these three. Okay, this first one is, you can see it in the Jagannath temple, and the rest two is just nothing but some extra protruding structures from the outer surface. which you need to have a look at. So these are the basic three different kinds of structures which you normally see in a noun. Okay, just you can make a rough sketch of this to have an idea about. However, the cruciform plan and the curvilinear tower are common. Okay, the normal plan of the whole structure, how the entrance, then the mandapa, then the garbhagriha, that remains the same, and the raised structure will obviously be the same. Like same in the terms of that format will be the same, but in terms of decoration, you can tell these are some sort of decorations which extra linear decorations might differ in these three formats according to the different regions of India. Clear with this? Has taken the sketch, guys?
Yes.
What happened to the rest? Are you guys done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Guys, like just let me have a check over you. Okay, I can see on my screen. Just give me a minute. I will pause my screen sharing for a while. I can see here Arya is there, Anjali, Anusha, then Ansha, Vishnu is there, Dipti, Dinesh, Nishita, Janvi, Kiyashri. Okay. Rest other than that, Priya. Roshan is there, Srinidhi, Sudarshana. Okay. What happened to the rest of your friends? Like they join for a while, and they leave suddenly after in between. There were around 40-45 students and they left in between. Like, are you guys facing any issues regarding the class or so? Just tell that. Is it fine?
Fine, sir.
Fine, sir.
Fine, sir.
Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, if you guys are having any doubts, do ask me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, fine. We will proceed with the same. Might be they were having some of their own work. Great. So next we will move on to the Dravidian style. So when we look at the Dravidian style or the Dravidian architectural style associated with the temples of the southern India or Deccan region. Common characteristics of the Dravidian style is the pyramidal elevation of the tower, which is known as the Vimana. Okay, the Vimana consists of multiplication of stories after stories, slightly reduced than one below, ending in a domical, domical member, technically known as the stupi or the stupika. Okay, Vimana is crowned by chakra in a Lord Vishnu temple and a trident in a Lord Shiva temple. Okay, so there are many of you who are from south and you are related to this structure. How this structure is formed? It is nothing but the repetition of the the same for elements of the same thing which has been done in the first pattern. Then gradually the size becomes smaller and it goes up somewhat as a pyramid. Or if you guys have seen the step pyramid, then you might relate to that. So this is how this mainly the basic structure is being formed. Now two important things to be noticed in this is, in a Vishnu temple there is a chakra, and the Lord Shiva temple you can find a trident. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Yeah, screen is visible. Screen is visible to you guys, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So in this style, there are more than 4 sides in the scantum. Pillars and the pilasters are vastly used in this architectural style. They also have dedicated pavilions. For example, Shiva temple have dedicated mandapa, or Nandi or Vishnu temple have Garuda or mandapa. Okay. So this in this place you get the more than 4 sides. The styles are more than 4 sides in the scantum. So what does a scantum means? Or the place where you get the scantum is after you enter through the entrance. In the entrance part you will get a similar kind of structure, which you normally see in the temple part, like this repetition of the structures and then the raised part. So once you enter that, you get a arena which is totally surrounded by 4 walls. You can distinctly view those walls. So this area is known as the scantum. The pillars are used vastly in the architectural style. So you will get a wide variety of pillars over here. So like in the Greek architecture, we have seen Greek and Roman architectures that there were 3 different types of orders. Okay, so like normally in normal terms, if you tell, they are pillars only. So in the same way over here you see different like types of pillars or varieties of pillars. Variety might come in the form of decoration. Like in the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian, you have seen the capital is being decorated in 3 different parts. Yeah, obviously along with some slight difference in the shaft and the body as well. In the same way over here, you see different sort of pillars. They also have dedicated pavilions. For example, Shiva temple have dedicated mandapa of Nandi. Okay, so Shiva temple is having a dedicated place for its like the worship, the animal which is being worshipped in the Shiva is Nandi. And for the Vishnu temple, they are having a Garuda mandapa. Okay, so it is again the related holy animal which we get to Vishnu, like Lord Vishnu. So, okay, just let's see what are the things over here. This is the outer entrance part. Then this is the pillared hall. So yeah, this is what I was talking about, the pillared halls, where you get a several number of pillars to be like visible to you in the central area. Okay. So just you don't need to make exactly with the mountains and all the structures. Just make a quick sketch of where are the placements of what things. Okay. First you get the Gopuram, the entrance part. Okay. After that the pillared hall, then the water tank, then the mantapan. Then after that the main shrine part, or the main temple area, the inner scantum. Okay. And along with the outer wall over here, and you can just note it down as an sometimes might 1 marks question come from here, that Virupak temple is in Hampi. Okay, so just have a note of this as well as an example of the Dravidian style. Any doubts still here, and are you guys noting it down?
Yes, sir.
Great. Just one of you respond once you are done with making the sketch of the structure. Okay, in the meantime, I can just see here that there are some questions being asked for the students who are live on YouTube. So I can just see one question which is relevant to whatever is being discussed today, that there is a lot of problem in the plan-based questions. So related to the plans and all, guys, as I have told you about the plans and all. So while the Nagara style we were discussing, we have seen, how the plans is being organized. There is entrance, a mandapa, then a raised platform and all. So you need to have a look at the class recorded videos and all which are being posted, and also the class which is being going now, we are discussing with the students. So you need to have a look at those things, and the questions which your friends are asking in the class, you need to just note those things down and follow the format of the class, and you will be able to answer that. Okay. Okay, fine, guys, are you done with this, like students in the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubts you guys are having related to the plan-based questions? Like anything in particular which you want to discuss about,
Sir,
Sir, in NATA exam, there are some questions. They give a plan and they ask you to tell the characteristics of
Yeah,
the
I have seen
plants.
that. That's why I'm telling you, that's why I asked you to make the plan. When the
Yes.
Nagra style, which we were here, just let me go take back to. I hope you guys don't mind to just go back to, yeah. In this Nagra style, this plan which we are seeing here. So there is a Garbhagriha and the Mandapa. Might be they show you the plan, then they ask you, like they will give you a kind of arrow mark or so, and they will ask you that what is this place known as, right? Or you will be asked to refer to the next part or something as that. So you need to understand these things, because once you are building a structure, there are few important things you guys are not aware of that. So a plan, elevation, and along with that your section, these things are really important while building a structure. Now that is how we are making it today. Might be they had something else as well to define these structures, and they also did the, like, we don't get any such real life examples or some pen and paper work. Softwares, obviously we don't know if they had any software as so like we don't know how they made this extremely well planned structures. Even what we have seen last day in the in the Greek architecture and all, how they have made, like in the temple of Parthenon, how they have made the optical correction and all, right? So these are the things we need to look at. Okay, so we will move forward to Dravidian style. Okay, we were here. Guys, done till this, right? Any questions, any doubt till this part?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's move on to the further question. Okay, in Dravidian temple, the square inner scantum is set within a large covered enclosure, and external walls were divided into niches by plaster. Okay. Just give me a minute. Screen, yeah, screen is visible. So in the Dravidian style, the temples in the square inner scantum is set within a large covered enclosed, and external walls were divided into niches by plaster. Okay, so what do we mean by this? Like in the Dravidian style, you can, as I was telling, you can explicitly you can have a view about that there is a wall boundary which has been created. Okay, and the external walls were divided into niches by plaster. So you just like can for the sake of understanding, you can just know that the introduction of the plasters or the plastering of the walls we can see over here. Mainly when we are looking at the Nagra style, your Jagannath temple or so, we have seen they have mainly used the rocks, or there were rocks and all. So in the in Dravidian style, obviously there is a use of rocks, like in the ancient temples, a lot of that. But also we see that there are the plastering of the walls are also there. Okay. So okay. Now coming to your, yeah, fine. Coming to the Dravidian temples have boundary walls, as I was telling, and this below part which you can see, the pillar and corridor. This is what I was talking about. That you get a corridor and you can explicitly have a view of the pillars which are there. Okay, and there are different decorations. This is something else, but you can see that these pillars are evidently visible to you. In the later period, the stories in the Vimana became more and more compressed. Pillared halls and corridors and the immense gopurams were added. Okay, so this immense gopurams which we are talking about in the first part, so those immense gopurams were added along with the large pillared halls and corridors in the later part of the structure. Initially, we these pillared halls and the gopurams which we see, this were less in number. Further, when the development in the architecture, like in the later periods and all, we see that the pillared halls became more, might be larger in shape or so, along with the introduction of the more number of gopurams in a normal structure.
Sir, can you tell about Kailasnath temple in Aurangabad, sir?
What do you want to know about that temple in particular? Can you tell me?
About what style it belongs to.
Okay. I didn't get your question. What it belongs to in the sense, like you want to know
Style,
which
sir. Style. I mean, Nagara or Dravidian or something else.
which temple you told about. Let's have a
Kailashnath temple.
Kailashnath temple in which place you told, in Kanchipuram?
No, sir. Aurangabad, I think so. In Maharashtra.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see which style. Mostly it should belong to the Nagra style, but let's have a look at the images first. If you're having some image, you can share. Okay. You guys are having the permission. So are you having some image or show to share? Are you talking about the Kailasa temple in this, like, related to the Ellora caves and all, that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Just okay, then you must tell me that. Huh? There is a Kailashnath temple in Kanchipuram as well. Let's have a look at the structure of this as well. Hey, this Kailashnath temple which you are talking about, right? I just, like just by directly looking at the structure, we can easily, have a, okay, just a minute, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, so this structure which we are having here, this can be like, evidently visible that it somewhat belongs to, like, related to the Nagra style, okay? Because once you reach, first of all, your entrance, then your mandapa. After the mandapa, you reach to your raised platform, which is the Garbhagriha, and along with a pointed shape of structure.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And like, this primitive form of structure which has been depicted here, it's created somewhat like, with the enclosed format has been given by the walls of stone. So this is really, a very evident or a very, sustainable form of structure which you see here, because anyways, like, these walls or the boundaries which have been created around the temple, this will, like, sustain for a very longer period of time. Like this is quite natural, and it has been created like out of the curvings made in the stone. So, like, there is nothing human built or something like that. It is just curved out of stones. I'm talking about the walls. Okay.
So, is it true that the temple is built from the top of the tower, sir?
The temple is built from the top tip, you are asking, right?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, the temple is built from the top tip, in the sense why it is told for the Ellora, any such structure which is made in this Ellora caves or so, this Ajanta and Ellora and all. Because what happened, this was just like, a form of, if I just give you a cube, large, like large in the sense might be the size of your sketchbook. Like, just think of your sketchbook and think that the height is raised to 30 centimeter, right? If I just give you that piece of clay, or some sort of your sponge kind, no, not sponge, actually a kind of thermocol. Okay. So, and if I give you some sort of skewer along with or a knife or so, and you are asked to form a structure out of it. So when you are doing this, in this process, what we do is we eliminate the things. Okay. We don't create. Normally in creating a structure, we add up things and we form a structure. But when we have to create something inside a block, or might be a cubical format or a kind of circular format, from where we have to create something by eliminating items, then what we find is, like, we have to start from the very top part which is there, right? We cannot, like, just start from the bottom part, eliminating the top one, and after on adding that. Like, might be that is possible in normally making a structure or so in your models, but while you are doing it in real life or in that point of time, they obviously have to think about, plan and think about, okay, this is the top part, and keep that area of stone, and afterwards curve the decorations and all in that, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Just give me a minute, guys. Anyways, until here, anyone having a doubt or so?
No, sir.
No, sir.
What's the time, guys, right now?
5:30.
5:30.
You guys are having a class from 7 as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would you guys mind taking up the class? Like it was full till 6, so if I extend it a bit till 6:30 or something more than that, would you guys mind having the class a bit more today?
No, sir.
Because it will be continuously, hardly will get to 10 or 15 minutes of break. So is it fine for you guys? Because I need to complete this, right? So,
Fine, sir.
yeah, this will be done, but after that, your paper is also there. We need to have a discussion. So, let's quickly complete this styles. So let's move on to the the basic differences between the Nagra and Dravidian style is the Nagra style is the plan of a square with a number of gradual projections in the middle of each side, which imparts it cruciform structure. And in the Dravidian style, which what we find is,
Sir,
yeah, tell.
sir, are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, share the screen, no issue. Oh, okay, sorry. You're asking me, right? Sorry.
Yes.
Just a minute. Give me a moment, sir. The screen is okay. Just give me a moment, guys. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so in the Dravidian style, so Nagra style, what we see, the plan is a square with a number of gradual projections from the middle of each side, which imparts into a cruciform structure, as I was telling. And in the Dravidian style, in the plan represents a square chamber as a scantum. So the square chamber which you are seeing is a scantum, a scantum cell within the square enclosure, serving as the pradakshina. Okay. So from there, like this is forming a cruciform structure, cruciform shape, which is a pointed one. And in Dravidian style, the same repetition of the pattern again. It is somewhat also the repetition of the similar kind of decoration or pattern which has been created, leading to the top part, which is usually a kind of flat or someone's mic is on. Who's that? Yash. Okay, done. Fine. So what we see is, when it comes to the top part, there are two formats. One is the Vishnu one, and one is the Lord Shiva one. So one is having, for the Vishnu one, you get to see a kind of chakra, and the Shiva one, you get kind of several bells or something like that related to. I just forgot the term again. Just let me have a look at the term. Just give me a minute. Okay, it's a trident in the Lord Shiva temple. Trident or trident, you can say. Okay, so now the size of the southern temples are much larger in comparison. So, this is very natural to have a larger size of the southern temples. The reason is, while you are entering into a northern India temple, like this Dravidian style, you see the entrance in the mandapa, and then right after that, the Gopuram finished. But in the southern temples, you get to see an entrance and 2 or 3 shrines, like the Gopurams part, and after that you get in between you get a pillared hall, which is an enlarged structure, and after that you come to the main building of the main temple part, Okay, so like, and also with a kind of boundary wall and a distinct boundary wall which has been given. So obviously it is like explicitly when you look at the structure along with the number of elements in the whole composition of the structure, it is much more than a Dravidian style. So obviously it will, like, be much larger in comparison to the style. Okay. So, this is some part of the Shikara shape. So the Nagra style have a beehive shaped tower made up of a layer upon layer of architectural elements, is such as the kaputas and the gavakas, all topped by large round cushion like element called an uh, amalanka. Okay, so you need not to know each of these terms. Just from here, what you need to know is Nagra style have a beehive shaped tower made up of layer upon layer of architectural elements. Okay, and from the Dravida style of the southern style has a pyramid shaped tower consisting of progressively smaller stories of small pavilions, a narrow throat, a dome on the top called a shikara. So the main thing which like related to which might the question come is an Agra style. Like they might ask something like this, that a beehive shaped tower made up of layer upon layer of architectural elements is seen in which style of Indian temple architecture or Indian temples. So you need to know the Nagra. And on the other hand, they might ask, the temple has a pyramid-shaped tower consisting of progressively smaller stories of small pavilions after pavilion. So this is something a Dravida style that you need to know. Related to the Gopuram, the Dravidian temple of the Dravidian architecture usually has a Raja Gopuram, biggest tower at the main gate, and a small tower for the for the scantum. The south, like okay, both are the South Indian temple only. Okay, they have again written as a South Indian temple, or Gopurams are extremely intricate, filled with statues. So yeah, this is very natural. So both for the South Indian temples and all, in a Gopuram, what you see, it is a biggest tower at the main gate and a small tower for the scantum. And Gopurams are extremely intricate, filled with statues. So there are several types of sculptures and all which you see in this Gopurams. This is what tell you, like, for the Indian temples for the two types. Now coming to the Vesra style, just give me a moment. Are you guys clear till this? Any sort of doubts or so?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Guys, just clear it. Your exam is nearing by, so you must clear if any sort of doubts you're having.
No doubt.
Are you guys there? Like, rest of you? Let me see once. Okay. You can see here. Ishita, Janvi, Falguni. Guys, are you there? Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then Katha.
Yes, sir.
Great. Roshan, what happened? I'm not hearing Roshan today. Roshan, are you there? Roshan?
Yes.
Are you in the class?
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding the things what is being discussed today?
Yes, sir. I'm understanding.
Okay, and one of your more friends who is somewhat like not saying in bad terms, she's proactive kind of thing, that is Prajakta. Where is she? Prajakta is not there in the class today. Oh, okay, fine. I can see her in the class today. Fine. Other than that, Yash, are you there?
Yes, sir.
You getting the things? आपको समझ में आ रहा है ना?
हाँ सर, बिल्कुल.
नोट्स वगैरह बना रहे हो? आपका
हाँ सर.
इंग्लिश की कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं हो रहा है ना? लाइक इंग्लिश में डिस्कशन?
नहीं सर, नहीं.
तो समझ में नहीं आएगा तो आप हिंदी में पूछ सकते हो, ठीक है?
यस सर.
Guys, I just asked a few of them. Rest, any one of you, like Yashvi is there, Virti is there, Swati, Sudarshana, Srinidhi, Sneha, Sanjeev, Sanket, Shanda, Priya, Mukund. So anyone having a doubt, please ask.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
That you all are there and listening. Fine. So we will just have a quick look, through your Vesra style, how, like, it is somewhat, you can tell, a mix or something created out of the Nagra style only. Just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. So what is a Vesra style? The Vesra screen is visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Don't start noting down each and everything from you. Just take a smart note on the Vaishnav style, contains what do you need to know about the elements? Contains elements of both Dravida and Nagra style. As I was telling, it's somewhat a combination of the both. In particular, so it's like very obvious, in the central region, whenever a difference is occurring, you will get something in the central region. If you are mixing a red color, like in a piece of paper, in one side if you have dropped red and the other side if you have dropped let's for example take blue, so the central area where they will be meeting, the first touch, you can easily distinct red, blue in the center. It will be creating something as a dark, some people tell us black, but if you just look into the composition of the color, it's not really black, it's actually a very dark purple color which is created. Okay, so people, students are having a wrong conception about this, that mixing of red and blue brings black, but it's actually like, yeah, obviously on application of that, it will give you a sight of black only, but the normal color which is created, the pigment which is created, is actually a very dark purple. So when we look into the Vesra style, it is a mix of both the styles. You can make a note of that. Vesra is a combination of both Dravida and Nagra style. In particular, the shape of the superstructure over the scantum is usually pyramidal in profile and shortened at the northern Shikara tower. In plan, the walls, the superstructure are broadly circular or straight cone. Through its geometry is based in rotating. Okay, like the southern Vima superstructure, the Veshra is equivalent, is strongly divided into stories or steps. And the Kotapa, if I just talk to you very specifically about the style, so how it is a mix is, guys, in the southern structure, what we have seen is there is a repetition of the same pattern. Okay, or the first, like the layer of the stories. So over here you see the same thing, the layer of the stories are there, but what happens, the layer of the stories finally leading to what? Finally leading to, over there you find, for Vishnu it's a chakra, and for Shiva it's a trident. Like it's somewhat like a kind of, it's not very pointing edge, it's not an intersection of all the points and coming up a very pointed edge, not like that in southern structure. We find a kind of flat one, in the horizontal format, we see it a flat one, right? So, but over here we see that the from South India part, it has taken the repetition of the stories gradually, like each story over another with like a bit smaller than the bottom one, but gradually it's leading to a very pointed structure with the top Shikara part, like Nagra style of architecture. Okay, now coming to just an example of it, you can take it as the this one, your Kedar Shevra temple, and it is located in Baligavi. Okay, from behind the main shrines, the Shikara. Okay, so what do we see here? One more important thing is, over here you see there is an entrance. There is an entrance to a lead, raised platform of mandapa. Then you mean the structure which the Garbhagriha and all. But in between also you see that the central area, whatever you see here, after going if I just start from the very front part, after the mandapa, the main area which you see, it is composed of a pillared hall only. So you can take, for example, the Mandapa region is somewhat composed of a pillar hall. So again, it's like a combination of that. Like it is having the Mandapa, but also it is having a pillared hall. Okay, and it is mainly leading to your, like the Garbhagriha part, but like in your normal Nagra style, the height of the structure, whatever it is normally lower than that. The height of the main temple is not that much. And also, like there are many gopurams which are created in a South Indian temple and the Dravida style. You see here several such, like, small gopuram kind of things which are created. Normally, it's usually varies in 1 or 2, 2 or 3, 2 to 3 max. Okay. Now, this is what about, like, no, just a general idea about your Vesara style, and you can just take that as a note. You can take this also as one of the examples. The Dodaba temple, Doda Vasapa temple at Dambal. Okay, 24 pointed uninterrupted stalactite. So this is just all about your central India and the Vindhyas, Krishna River. Okay, this I have already told you about where this is located. And just to have an idea about this is how the structure is being formed. Any doubts for the Vesara part?
No.
So this is all about the Indian temples or the Indian temple architecture. Right now, as of now, what is required for your exam? Okay. So any doubts or so related to this, just go through this. I hope you have taken up the sketches or so. So what you guys want? Should I create an assignment like the last class, and you all will submit your sketches, like your quick sketches for this? Or you are like okay with that? No, we have done it, so we don't like want to put some extra effort on that and again submit it. Raise your you guys can raise your hands, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so just raise your hands whosoever wants to go for the sketches to submit it in the, like the assignment section. Okay, it's only Vishnu. Anyone else? Arya, 2, 29 of 2. Okay, 3 now. Come on,
Sir,
guys.
actually, I got an injury in my hand, so I can't able to sketch.
Okay, Roshan, like, is it fine now? Like for your exam part and all, if your exam is occurring on this day, will you be able to give it? It's fine.
Yes, sir, that much it is not little big. I got a cut with a knife.
Okay, okay. Fine, no issues, Roshan. Okay, so let's, guys, if you want to have a look at, or if you want to discuss something related to your work, then you can. I will, since most of you are not willing to, I will not put up any assignment or put up any burden on you because it's already 6th and a few days left. If there is something, we can discuss related to it in the end of next class. Okay, you just make out the sketches, have a look at it, and you can just screen share and we can discuss regarding it if we are having a doubt in the next class. So we are done till this. Now just, last day, some of you are facing the issues and all. So from the your next mock paper, like which will be held by tomorrow itself, what I will do is, guys, just let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, can you guys switch on your video now?
Sir, actually, yesterday what happened means we have able to write the test.
Yeah, that's what. Just give me a minute, Roshan. Guys, are you able to switch on your video? Just tell me. Switch on your video, at least few of you. Guys, you are having a class from 7. I need to complete it. Be quick. Why are you so shy or something like that?
No, sir, we want to get a.
What will happen if, like, the rest of your friends will see your face?
Actually, we will be in our home this.
Come on, quickly, just switch on your video. There is nothing to be worried about.
Camera attached.
Yeah, if someone is not having a camera, that's something else. But rest of you, whoever is having a camera attached to your phone, like a phone is having a camera, laptop is having a camera, so just switch on. Okay, Harshni, I know you told me previously you were using a desktop, no camera. Okay, fine, no issues. Okay. I think I am also visible to you guys. Okay. So now just tell me quickly, what was the problem in your last class? What was the issue you were facing?
Yesterday, what happened means we are able to write the exam.
Okay.
The images also it is visible after sometimes that you have been corrected.
In your phone, like to be very specific, in your phone, you were not
Yes,
able
sir.
to.
We will be using the Android mobile.
In your mobile, you were not able to view the pictures.
No, sir. In the mobile also we can see the image clearly. The time was also right, but for 2 questions, the 20 minutes is very high.
20 minutes was a problem. Okay, fine. So first
Actually,
of all,
what happened is after finishing the first question, the whole exam will got over. We can't able to switch on to next session.
that was intentionally made so that you cannot switch between your like once you are like done, like the software is built in such a way. First of all, we cannot make the questions 30 seconds for you. You have to wait for a minute. Okay, so it's better for your practice session also. It's better you see the image for a minute. And
that is not a problem, sir. After we have written.
Yeah, I got it. Your 20 minutes is a problem, right? So that's what I'm coming to.
No, sir, no. That is not a problem. After 20 minutes also, we can't switch to the next session. Because after finishing the first question, that means after the completion of 20 minutes, we can't able to switch the next question. After the completion of the 20 minutes, the whole exam will got over.
After 20 minutes, what's happening?
The whole exam got over. So after we submit, the exam itself got over, and we are getting the summary and all the things.
Okay.
Actually, I got 6 marks, but it was shown that 6 out of 35 something. You got 78% like that. In the question summary, it was given that 0 correct questions, 0 incorrect, and 0 partially correct questions. Like that, it is coming.
Got it. Fine. See, first of all, we'll have a check over the technical matter today, and let's see if we can, we'll try to resolve that. And coming to that problem of yours, we will reduce the 20 minutes. How much do you want for 2 questions to be answered after viewing the picture? Like, what amount of time will be fine for you guys?
Around 5 to 10 minutes.
Everyone, like, just tell me. Write in the chat quickly.
So it can be less than 10 minutes.
No need to write minutes or so. Just write down the number, how much you want, quickly. I will just have a enough idea about what everyone wants. Rest for answering the question 2, 5, 3. Okay. Rest of you 4, 2, 3, 5. Great. I got a clear idea. Someone is telling 2, 3. Okay, 2 minutes will be a very. You also have to think about. 4 is 2 to 4 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes for each question is fine. Okay, we will keep it then 5 minutes for answering the 2 questions. Okay, is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so 5 minutes will be there. First, you will be able to view your first image. Then when you go to the questions, 5 minutes for answering the 2 questions. Once the 5 minute is finished, you will be able to see the next part. Okay, and use your phone in landscape mode. Laptop will not be a problem. And we will just have a check, and I will also try to give the exam from my side.
Actually, another problem is that in attempting the question, we can't able to switch to landscape.
You can't switch to landscape in your phone, you are telling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
The app is not allowing to turn the phone.
So for laptop or desktop, it's not a problem. Now the problem is like, if you are using your phone, actually test is like.
No, sir. In the mobile also, the image is clearly visible for us.
No, you are telling you are not able to switch to landscape mode, right? You just told right now.
It is a problem.
Yeah, so like you, from the very beginning of the test, you will have to like make it in landscape mode, then only you are able to view it.
So we can zoom the image in apps, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
actually, you want to do that. You want to click the image 3 times. Then only it is getting to be zoomed.
Okay, okay, fine.